I have a sheet of paper up here, and anybody can get this information for the block by block program for free houses, which is $1, and then
houses for $1. That's not the same as free. Walk into a Dollar Tree grabbing stuff off the shelves, and guess what happens? You're going to jail, because $1 still means money. But here comes Tiffany Henyard claiming she's giving away free homes for just $1. That part right there? Wild. Tiffany, you might be the worst mayor in Illinois history. Maybe that's why you only lasted for years. Not even basic economics made it through your administration. Hey y'all, smash that like button, subscribe, share this video, and let me know how you feel in the comments. I'm rocking the green. Fit in my little green circle today. You feeling it? Hate it? Love it. Whatever, let's get back to the Dollar House Queen herself. One of Tiffany's brilliant proposals from the archive was this home giveaway stunt. She swore she was blessing the community with these magical free homes dollar price tag and all. No, I'm not exaggerating. She literally said, "Give me $1 and I'll give you a house." Yes, a whole house. The catch: there's one empty house, and somehow 12 people are supposed to share it. Like it's a group project on Survivor. That was her real plan, and she said it with a straight face like she was doing something legendary. Tiffany thought she was Martin Luther King reincarnated. She stood there talking about how she was the dream and was going to revitalize Dolton. One abandoned lot at a time, but here's where it turns from goofy to grimy. Tiffany claimed you had to fully fix the house within 6 months or she'd take it back. Sounded simplant till you realize she's the one holding up the permits. You could have a full crew ready to go, but if she delays your paperwork, you miss the deadline. Then boom, she takes the house back. I truly believe that was the plan. It was never about empowering residents. It was about setting people up to fail, then snatching the property back for her own team. And of course, Mr. Holmes was standing right next to her the whole time, grinning and co-signing like always. But now, he's looking real quiet. Now, let's talk land banks. People need to understand, we don't just hand over every property. We choose which ones go to the land bank. If they come correct with real cash, we're listening. If they come empty-handed, keep walking. We're arranging meetings, but the money's got to be right. That's been clear for months now. Yet somehow, despite all that, y'all voted to join the land bank. No paperwork, no structure, no plan, just straight vibes. Gave them another chance, huh? Mayor, next time, show up with receipts. Bring your documentation. Do your homework before you pitch something. And for the love of God, attend the meetings. You keep claiming the housing committee never met, but we did. You, your administrator, and your staff just didn't show up. So maybe stop pointing fingers and start showing up. Now, I'm not throwing shade, I'm just speaking facts. And no, we're not done. One more thing. Tiffany, include us in these housing schemes. Yes, drag me out the house if you need to. Tie me to a chair, I might not want to stay. But Keith, that's your job now. And now she's pretending those secret squirrel meetings never happened. Like she's got sudden memory loss. First, it was, we didn't know about the meeting. Now it's, oh yeah, that did happen. So, which is it? If you want something added to the agenda, just submit it, like everything else. We include it. Don't act like your ideas are being ignored. That's just false. Trustee, go ahead. Oh Lord Norwood, it's your turn now. Thanks. Now, Tino, hold up, I gotta clear a few things. First, you said we're not getting anything from the land bank. That's a lie. Like Trustee Brown said, we had the housing committee meeting. People even hit me up afterwards. They were tuned in. We're working on a deal where we'll actually be compensated, and we're being transparent. We choose which properties go in, and yes, the land bank has a real process. And Mayor, you know, we've worked with them before. Remember that Taco Bell property? We sold it. We got paid. So saying we're not getting anything, that's just wrong. Get your facts straight before trying to spin another community hero story. You're not fooling anybody anymore. Now let's talk about this so-called housing program. The entire thing lacks structure. When someone says, just approve it now and I'll fill in the details later. That's the exact red flag we're trying to avoid. There's already way too much secrecy on this board, and it makes it hard to believe these homes are actually going to be handed out fairly. Your plan sounds cute in a speech, but what are the actual mechanics? All we're saying is, show us something solid. We want to know what this program really looks like. Who gets the houses? Who's responsible if something goes wrong? Saying $1 gets you a house sounds amazing. I mean, who wouldn't raise their hand for that? I'd take a dollar house today. Honestly, I'd take a dollar trailer. But I'm a realtor, and I know better. Real estate don't work like that, and here's the part nobody wants to talk about. Who carries the liability? Who's legally responsible if something goes wrong during ownership? It's the village. So if a pipe bursts, a roof caves in, or someone gets hurt on that property before it's repaired, guess who's on the hook? That's us. Taxpayer money, legal risk, lawsuits, and then we're the ones answering the angry phone calls. Now, look, this isn't an attack. We're not against the idea. All we're asking for is a complete and clear plan. That's not too much, right? I literally sell homes for a living, and this wouldn't even fly in a starter-level meeting. What kind of Hunger Games lottery is this? How do people apply? Who's eligible? Who's drawing names? Wait, don't answer that, because we all know the answer. It's Tiffany. Tiffany's in charge of all of it. She's the beginning, middle, and end of this project, from eligibility to approval to enforcement. So let's be honest, this isn't a housing program. It's a Tiffany Henyard production. If this was a movie, it'd be written, directed, and starring herself. And that's the problem. Now back to the core issue. We're being asked to vote on something half-baked. But once we vote, we're legally tied to it. If it collapses, people won't blame Tiffany. They'll blame us. They'll say, the trustees approved this mess. And they'd be right. That's why we're simply asking for a full plan. That's not sabotage. That's called being responsible. When we do move forward, and yes, we will. We've already told the residents we plan to share everything. We want transparency. If the land bank is managing the properties, we want it documented. We want structure. And we want to make sure it's not going to become another sinkhole of confusion. Because at the end of the day, our job is to protect residents, not gamble, their future. On vibes, we want something that's actually sustainable, long-term, not just a PR stunt to get attention. And that right there, that moment where someone stood up and explained the risks calmly. That's what real communication sounds like. You don't cut them off with a snarky, "Are you done?" You listen. You reflect. You say, "So what? Here, you saying is," and make sure it's clear. That's how grown folks handle business. But now, let's see if Tiffany's built for that. If she can actually listen instead of bulldozing the room. Spoiler alert, she can't, because Tiffany always finds a way to stay in the chaos. And guess what? Now she's spinning a new story, claiming we voted for the land bank with no documentation, no plan, nothing. She says all she's asking now is for the same thing we failed to ask back then. But here's the kicker. If that's what she heard, then she wasn't paying attention the first time. This ain't new, it's more chaos. I can't believe she was out here. In my area, yep, my own backyard. Memorial Day weekend, she was down in Atlanta. And you know I'm nosy, so I pulled up Google Earth. Tracked the exact spot where she stood in that photo. I'm getting pretty good at that, by the way, and when I put my version of this together, I had documentation. I brought paperwork. Right here, anyone can get this info. It's called the block-by-block program, these so-called free homes. It's all in there, but let's be clear, free homes for $1. That still ain't free. You try that in a Dollar Tree, grabbing stuff and yelling it's practically free. See where that lands you? That's jail time, not homeownership. Let's not forget, y'all voted for the woman who literally said, and I quote, "I'm not giving y'all a dime." Yes, after she said that, you still voted for her. Now some of you are sitting around quoting her like it's news. She's not giving us a dime. Yeah, she told you that from day one. You can't act shocked now, and be careful with those quotes. Twisting someone's words or clipping a video to push your own narrative can land you in legal trouble. If she didn't say it exactly that way, and you're out here editing clips to make it sound worse, guess what? That's defamation. So unless you're quoting her verbatim, keep your editing fingers in check. But here's the wild part. Y'all turned right around, walked back to the table, and said, "Okay, let's figure this out. Maybe there's still some money to be made." Oh, now you're interested in figuring it out? But when I bring forward a housing program for actual residents, not investors, not the land bank, Suddenly, nobody wants to hear it. You won't even let me finish the sentence. And yes, you voted for her. You believed she was going to do right by the people. You thought she'd explain things, offer real solutions, provide receipts, but nah, she expected blind loyalty. Just like that cancer organization she brought up, told everyone it was for a good cause, mentioned someone she knew battling cancer, played on your emotions to get your vote of confidence. Turns out that so-called charity was funneling cash into a fake foundation, the same one she swore wasn't even hers, except it was. And once again, nothing she says can be trusted. It's the same script. Tell a sad story, hide the receipts, and disappear when things fall apart. Take those free homes, for example, the infamous dollar houses. They weren't really for residents. Nope, they were for investors who just had to prove they had $20,000 in available funds and were licensed bonded contractors. That's it. No community love. No legacy building. Just a quick flip for fast money. Here's how the scam worked. You pay $1,000 into escrow, pull a 90-day permit, pass inspections. Fail anything, you lose. The village keeps the money. If you win, 75% goes to the investor, 25% to the village. So it's basically a rigged lottery, one with hidden damage and zero transparency. Let me tell you a real story. I was once about to buy a house under this program. Thank God I hired a private inspector. The place was literally sinking. He crawled underneath and said, "Don't buy this. The joists are rotted." That house would have collapsed. That's what people were walking into. And Tiffany. She had her own rental property once, rented it to a single mom with kids. The basement flooded, and overnight, boom, black mold covered their shoes. The kids were getting sick. The house had feces in the basement. It was unlivable. City officials came, slapped a sticker on the door, and what did Tiffany do? She brought in her own inspector, one that magically declared the house safe. The family moved back in, got sick again, because nothing had been fixed. The first inspection was bogus. The city came back, took one look, and realized it had all been staged. That's the kind of game she plays. She doesn't care about safety. She doesn't care about people. She only cares about protecting her narrative. That's why I always say, hire your own inspector. Don't rely on the village. Because the village might just lie for her, especially if it helps keep the scam going. And even if you're an investor, don't think you're in the clear. You can't rent these houses out, you must sell them. That's how the village gets paid again. Meanwhile, residents trying to participate in the $5,000 housing program have their own nightmare. They have to live in the house for 5 years, fix it in 90 days, pass every inspection, or guess what? Foreclosure. And once that foreclosure hits, Tiffany swoops in, buys the property cheap. That's the long game. Set people up to fail, then scoop up the leftovers. Rinse and repeat. It's calculated, it's predatory, and honestly, it's just evil. Here's the truth. If Tiffany had just communicated even a little, she might have gotten away with some of it. Not all of it, but some. But she couldn't help herself. The arrogance, the schemes, the cover-ups, it always spirals. And now we're here again. Watching it all crash and burn, you were so addicted to control, so obsessed with power, that you ended up destroying your own game. All that scheming, all that micromanaging, for what? Sometimes you just need to take a seat and be humble. Kendrick said it best. But Tiffany? She never listened. Let's keep it moving. For homeowners, inspections cost $500, one up front, one at the end. It's still a lottery. You're expected to budget for the unexpected. Plus, there's a training requirement, yearly inspections, maintenance rules. This ain't a free house. It's a high-risk hustle with Tiffany's name stamped all over it. And I wasn't just talking. I had a real foundation here. I tried to start something. I asked for the same shot the land bank got, which, by the way, gave us nothing. Zero funding. I wasn't asking for miracles, just a chance. Any trustee could have jumped in with ideas. We could have built something real. Now roll the footage. Ma'am, may I be recognized for this video? Go ahead, trustee, and cue Holmes. Here he comes, sliding in like it's 1923. Ready? To brown nose, like it's his full-time job, always lurking, always loyal, always creepy. He says, I agree residents should invest. Okay, solid start. But then he drops the bomb. I asked her clearly if any money would come back to Dalton, and she said, no. And that was it. Mic drop. That's the whole message. This dude shows up just to confirm she's not, bringing in a dime, then vanishes back into the shadows. Real helpful homes. Real helpful then. The video plays. The land bank rep says, "We keep our lights on by selling properties. The money goes back into the community." And boom. Cut. Just like that. Why wide? The clip stopped mid-sentence. It ended on, "There is some property," and then nothing. Tiffany's editing team is chaotic. And let's talk about that still image. Why did she freeze the video right on a frame where the text says no revenue to LT lined up perfectly? Above Holmes's area, like, "What are we doing here? Who approved that thumbnail?" It looked like the sentence finished right under his zipper. No revenue to? What exactly? Weird, bold, unnecessary. And then she added sad music over it, like she was scoring a funeral. Tiffany, you were terrible at this job. One term, no re-election, and rightfully so. You never inspired anybody, never earned trust. You just expected people to sit through your nonsense. That was your fatal flaw. Now you're out, gone. And honestly, if nobody else says it, girl, I miss you. Mama misses you. Everyone else is pretending they're glad you're gone. Not me. I'm just happy for Brittany. She finally gets to breathe. And Holmes, good riddance. No more grandstanding from that dude either.